This is a Pod Dealers Network podcast.
What is TWS podcast, episode, whatever, who cares at this point?
Bar. The ransom, the vindicated. It's my podcast and I do what I want to.
People, listen.
Word, is it still live?
It's not working for me, Rich. All right, we gonna keep going.
I know I changed my voice at work.
Bars on the radio.
What is TWS podcast?
Ready.
I feel like the answer
Staring at my watch and I'm feeling so new school. Suicide attempts, how many tries to take?
They ain't ready.
It's not you, it's crazy, oh baby, just maybe.
For the rest of my life, I'll be
single.
Yeah!
For the rest of my life, I'll be single.
Hold on. Yeah! For the rest of my life.
Relationship
Shouldn't be this hard. For the rest of my life. Yeah! Last time, I swear. Anyway, welcome to another episode of the What is TWS podcast. As always, I'm your boy J. Flam, representing the White Pants Society. And I must thank you first and foremost for sticking with me, even though I'm super late and missed a week. And for you just taking any of your time to sit down and listen to this thing that I do when I'm inspired to do it. Anyway, you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I do greatly appreciate it. So thank you. Man, sorry. Actually, I think I was in the lead up to this. I was telling, folks that I was taking the trip. So I went to the BlkPodFest, which I'll talk about in a minute, and then I went home to the DMV to visit family, and I took stuff with me to try to record, and I actually did sit down in a hotel and record an episode, and I'm just not accustomed to the guerrilla podcast recording, so stuff didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I didn't want to give you, a bullshit episode, so I just took a week, and then I got back late Sunday night, and I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe it's being home and being with family, and then coming back, to the apartment by myself. It took something out of me, emotionally, and I don't know. I just needed a day. I'm feeling better though. I'm feeling better today. Man, let's get into it. I wanted to mention this because I just noticed this the other day, and then coming from this conference, it's just in the face metaphor that's just been fucking with me for a minute. When I leased this apartment, and I'm trying to fill it with stuff, I wanted to be one of them dudes that had plants, so I bought a couple of live plants, and the one I have up here in the office / studio / Chef Elise's room is, I guess they call it a money tree, and I got a ficus downstairs, and the ficus is resilient, man. You may water it once a week or something, and it just does what it does. I think I've probably forgotten, and I've never seen it adversely affected at all. It's just whenever I get around to it, I go over there, I talk to it. Her name is Astrude, my ficus, and I talk to her, give her some water, and she perks right back up. She's no hiccups in the relationship at all. But this money tree, it really has become something that I have to tend to. And if I don't come up here to my office where I say I'm putting in this work to try to build this thing, if I don't come up here and if I don't water that money tree on a daily basis almost, I see the adverse effects. Leaves start to turn brown, things start to fall off. And so I gotta tend to the money tree. And if I don't do it every day, I start to lose things. And it's man, that's just hitting me as the metaphor. I need to be up here in this room working, or shit will start to fall away. Even the little bit that I've built will start to fall away. So it's just been in my face. I don't know why. I wanted to share that with y'all, and don't know if it means anything, but it's fucking hitting me hard. Let's see what I'm sipping right now. I do have to mention this. I'm normally doing the teas, and I tried to do the little streak where I wasn't going to repeat a tea, and then I just stopped caring about brewing tea before I came up here. But today I am drinking a beverage, not a tea, but from one of the companies that I've mentioned before, Hoplark, that makes the hop tea, which is like a sparkling tea brewed with hops that has like a craft beer flavor. So they're doing more of just like a straight up, hop beverage. To I don't know. I'll imitate like a beer. I don't know that it tastes like beer to me. I enjoy it. Right now, what I'm doing is the Hoplark 0.0 Citra. They have a really, really hoppy one, which is more like an IPA. That's what it's called, the really, really hoppy one. But that's more like an IPA, and I've tried that and I like that. But I do like this one as well. This is the like I said, the Hoplark 0.0 Citra. Let's see, double dry hopped Citra hops. It's just pretty much carbonated water and hops, and it's dope. I enjoy it. It was delivered while I was out on my vacation, whatever I want to call it. So I didn't get to try it till I got back home, but I really am enjoying it. Let's see, it says Hoplark 0.0, the better way to NA. I like that. That's pretty dope. I'll go with that slogan. Hold on. I realized a few episodes ago like how loud like me drinking and swallowing stuff pause on this show is, and I apologize, but I'm not editing it out at all. But yeah, anyway, if you want to try these Hoplark beverages, you can get 15% off your order from the Hoplark site if you use the URL whatistws.com/hops, HOPS. whatistws.com/hops. That'll take you to their website, and it'll automatically give you the coupon code for 15% off your order if you ever wanted to try any of these things. If you're looking for truly non-alcoholic alternatives, I looked at it this past like weekend because I know what Heineken has something that they're calling like a true 0.0 ABV non-alcoholic beer, and even that is legally allowed to have like 0.03% alcohol by volume. And for me, I don't know. I don't play around with it at all. Like I not that I truly believe in my mind that that's going to take me down a spiral, but it ain't worth the risk. So if you're looking for stuff that's truly non-alcoholic, there's no fermentation in these beverages, so there is no alcohol whatsoever, and I really do enjoy them. So whatistws.com/hops get you 15% off if you want to try the hop tea. They have a hop water, and then now they have these the 0.0. I think everything is 0.0, but I guess this one isn't a water or a tea, so that's what differentiates it from the others. But yeah, hit it up. Show them that my audience could do some numbers so I can get some sponsorship deals. I'm being transparent. Anyway, this episode is going to be the what I learned on my summer vacation episode. Yes, I'm aware that it is not summer yet. And if you're looking at the equinox or whatever, I guess meteorologically it is summer, but whatever. I had this conversation with my mother, and she could pronounce those words way better, but it is and isn't summer. And then also, this really wasn't a vacation for me at all. Like, I went to a conference for what is something I would like to become my career at some point. So, I guess that was work. And then, I didn't do any like vacation-y things when I went home. I just chilled and spent time with family. I ain't do no sightseeing or nothing like that, but it was a dope trip, and I learned a lot. So yeah, it took me back to like those school days when you would have to report back on what you did over summer vacation, and I learned a lot in this trip, both professionally and personally. And I figured I would sit down and unpack when I got here and talk to you guys about that. First and foremost, though, we got to do the Chef Elise report.
Out of Peppy.
And yeah, I've been out of town for a while, so I didn't see her. It's been like 2 weeks since I've had like, real time with my sweet pea. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys after her kindergarten awards ceremony. I guess they don't do like a graduation, so I don't know if I could say she graduated from kindergarten, but she finished kindergarten. And I was able to get there for that. I brought her some flowers. I felt like a dope dad. And it was just, I don't know. It was a cool thing to see. It almost got a tear out of me. I just feel like I'm missing so much, and like I'm not there for the day-to-day stuff, but I'm there as often as I can be. Maybe that's not exactly true, but I'm there a lot. I'm there. She knows that I'm there. Hopefully I get to increase that now that I'm getting mobile with the car. But yeah, my sweet pea is out of kindergarten. She'll be starting the first grade. Proud dad. What else? And then I guess while I was back in Maryland, I did have a chance to have like a video call with her because I really wanted her to see. I don't think it connected with her like when we're having video calls from my house back home to my mom. Like I'm trying to explain to her that that's my mom. Like she has a mom and that's my mom. And I'm not sure it clicked. So I wanted her to see, me and my mother together, calling her so she could see, you're with your mom right now. I'm with my mom. And I think she was watching Chopped or something on TV when we called. So I'm not sure we had her full attention. But hopefully that the message got across and that went well. I am going to see her this week, and I'll probably do like 2 weekends in a row to try to catch back up because it's just, I miss my sweet pea, and I know she misses me too. We're going to have our tea party this weekend. Hopefully it's going some activities planned, some things she's got to do. So I'm hoping that we can make time to really like have a dope tea party. I'm trying to think of, what could accompany the tea. I know sandwiches and stuff or whatever. Was it cucumber sandwiches with the crust cut off or whatever? That's like your normal tea party fare. That's not my thing. I don't see how a cucumber sandwich is enjoyable at all. But I don't know. If she wants to do it, I'll probably do it. I'm thinking more like, because fruit is our thing. We get some fruit. Maybe I buy a melon baller and we just, do some melon balls and stuff like that. I think she would enjoy doing that, but we'll see. But I do have to take her to a birthday party this weekend. And I was looking at where these parents picked for the venue for the birthday party. And they said like this, like a Nerf gun, like amusement park. So it's going to be like Nerf shootouts. And that's super dope to me. Like that's another like proud dad moment. Like you want your kids to, have a better life than you did, and like this would have been something I would have loved at her age. And I'm like low key jealous. Like I might have more fun than her if they let me get out there. But yeah, I'm happy that she gets to do stuff like this, and then I'll be there to see it. So this is it's gonna be a good weekend, one way or another. I don't know. This did come to mind when I saw that, what kind of party this is gonna be. Is it? I know we're probably not like talking to our kids about what happened in Uvalde, Texas, but like I'm sure they had this plan way before that. But I'm just like, man, is it too soon to like do a Nerf gun shootout party with like kindergarten age children? After that, I don't know. It's not funny. I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. This is legitimately something that like came across. I just jumped into my mind. But it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Like just let her be a kid, be normal, even though the world is, super abnormal right now. But fuck it though. We're gonna make it do what it do. But that's a Chef Release report for this week. Can't wait to see her. So then jumping into my trip. So I think I was telling everybody I went to the BlkPodFest festival in Atlanta over Memorial Day weekend. It's my first time, getting out the house really since all this shit popped off. It's my first time in a long time where like I had the responsibility of taking care of myself, as fucked up as that sounds for a 40-year-old. But I bought my own plane tickets, bought my hotel stuff, had to pack my own bag. Like I know this is sounding like basic 101 adulting type stuff, but if you really haven't been in a situation where you've had to do it, you feel unsure about doing it. And so I was like super proud of myself for like getting all that done. I had all the toiletries and stuff that I needed. I didn't get there and was missing something. I did like lose a laptop on the trip, and for some reason I'm not that upset about that. Like, it's a whole ass laptop and it's gone. But and I guess I did like do the whole lost and found thing with the airline, and I guess apparently they can't find it. Fuck it though. But other than that, that part of the trip went off without a hitch, and I'm super proud of myself for that. But the festival itself was really dope, really dope. I learned a lot. I learned one thing that really stuck out to me that I learned is that a lot of the social shit that I have a problem with, or like the emotional response to like what happens to me in social environments, it's solely my fault. Like, I get to the conference for the first day. I get there early. And when I get there, it's only maybe about 10 people sprinkled, around this auditorium where they were going to have the opening session or whatever. And they probably spread across 2 tables. It's like 2 tables of maybe 4 or 5 people that have already gathered. And you can tell that these are not 4 or 5 people that knew each other. These are just people that came in, they kind of congregated in groups, and they're sitting at the tables and they're having those introductory conversations like, hey, what's up? This is what I do. What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. Where you from? That kind of stuff. And then my social anxiety kicked in, and I ventured off. Instead of hitting one of the 2 tables and joining the conversation, I ventured off and sat by myself, which is what I do. And then I'm sitting there as more people come into the room and they join those 2 tables. I'm feeling that sort of kind of way that nobody's coming over here and sit with me. As if you come into a room and there's a group of people having a conversation, and then there's a dude sitting over there playing with a Rubik's Cube or something, like, which fucking table would you choose? Like, I created this situation where I'm purposefully excluding myself. And then, now I probably look unapproachable, and I look like I want to just, I don't know, I look like the kind of person I wouldn't want to sit next to. And then eventually the people who did sit next to me are the people that I run into routinely in life, which are the folks that, I don't know, I usually befriend people who don't have a lot of friends, and then at some point during the friendship, I realize why they don't have a lot of friends. And that's exactly what happened to me on that day. Like, I ran into the people I got connected with was, I don't know. I'm not trying to say nothing negative about anybody, but you get where I'm going with this. But I did it to myself. And I learned that. I also, I got a lot in terms of just like the monetization, and then, crafting content and taking chances and stuff like that. It was a great festival, great conference in terms of, I think now I walked away with it, and I was telling people there that, like, I walked away with the idea that this will now prove if I really want to do this or not, because it's no longer, I can't sit here and be like, I'm taking shots in the dark, and if things are not working, it's just like luck of the draw. Like, I just can't figure it out. It's like, now somebody has given me the playbook, this is how to take it from here to here. And if I really want to get there, then I just got to actually do the work. And so now I don't know whether or not, I'm serious about how much I want this to work out, because I got the playbook. So yeah, I think if you're in any sort of profession, or there's a hobby or something that you want to take to the next level, if you can find a group of like-minded people and get around them, and and learn as much as you can, it'll give you that. Because just sitting here trying to do it myself, that could be my excuse for the rest of my life. Is that I tried, I just didn't know what to do. Now I know what to do, and let's see if we can pull it off. I think we can. I think we can. All right. Hey, what else? Oh, I gotta shout out Drea's point of view, or Drea from Drea's point of view. I got a chance to meet her in person at the festival, which was dope. It's dope when you meet somebody who you only know online, and as a personality, and they are actually the person that they are on their show in real life. So we got to hang out, have some good conversations, hit some sessions together. She brought me some tea, so super shout out for that, because I got there. If there's one thing I felt I had a regret about in terms of my packing, is that I didn't pack any tea And I got there, I think it was Friday night before the conference. And I was hyper aware that I didn't have any tea. And then I met her on Saturday, and she was like, "Oh, I got something for you," and it was tea, and it was dope tea. I wanted to share it and have that be the thing I was drinking today, but I ended up sitting around my mom's kitchen table for the majority of my trip home, and I just sat there and drank tea. It was like I think a macadamia nut coconut was one. They were both from Hawaii. One was a macadamia nut coconut, and the other was a hibiscus honey, and they were both super dope, delicious. I enjoyed them. So thank you very much for the tea. Real quick side note, I was supposed to do this earlier, but I didn't. I want to talk about some shows that I'm going to be guesting on. One that's out now, the Unpacked Energy podcast, hosted by Tiana. She is spotlighting like fatherhood for the month of June, which is super dope. And so she's having fathers from all, I don't know, they're all different colors of the spectrum or whatever of fatherhood. She had me on to talk about co-parenting, like positive co-parenting environments. And I think that my ex-wife and her new husband and I have worked out a very positive co-parenting situation. So I appreciate her for giving me a chance to come in and talk about that. It was a great conversation. We realized, we were both from the DMV, and so it's always super dope to connect with somebody from that area. But that was a great show. I hope some good stuff came out of it. So definitely, if you get a chance, check out Unpacked Energy with Tiana. I'm on there this week, so you can get a double dose of flan, because I know you missed me. Whatever. And then also, my homies at the Uncomfortable Truth podcast, I stopped by there during my trip back to the DMV and did an episode with them. It's the interview you didn't know you needed, but it was a dope interview, real nigga conversation, which is what I was looking forward to. That one's not out this week. I think it's going to be next week or either the week after, but it's coming soon. But just check them out anyway, because everything they do is dope, and they had some great guests on there. That's the Uncomfortable Truth with Velvet Jones and Quaddy. We went to junior high school together, so it's cool to see, that we got some similar interests and we both venturing into this podcast world together. So, man, support my homies. Back to the show though. Back to the conference. So, so I paid for VIP tickets to this conference, and I'm not trying to diss the conference because it was a good conference. I enjoyed it. And the VIP thing gave me what they call off-site experience, and I just got to talk about it real quick because it's one of those things. Like Dave Chappelle has mentioned it before, and I wasn't ready. It's one thing. This is what happened, right? So they tell us that we having this off-site event. They tell us where it's going to be, and they pretty much recommend that you Uber or Lyft over there. So the main day of the conference is over. I get back to my hotel room. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go because, I'm being antisocial, social anxiety. They doing headshots there, which Drea told me was, a pretty cool thing. Like, you should go take advantage of that. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to go. So I punched the address and Uber. I take my stuff with me, my little Gorilla podcasting equipment with me. Because you never know when I'm going to do an interview. I know I wasn't going to do an interview, but I had to take it with me so that I had the opportunity to do it, even though I knew like my shyness and stuff wasn't going to allow it. But anyway, I had some equipment on me, some, I don't know, some stuff I didn't want to lose. I hope I'm not giving away the punchline here. But so it drives me to this place, and it says it's downtown. And so I'm like, all right, downtown is downtown. And so the dude drove me to this place, and I get out, and I'm looking for I'm looking for like a venue. I'm guessing this thing is going to be at a venue. They gave us the address, but like no real name to the place. And there's no like signs. It's just buildings with no signs. Don't really look like anybody's around here. And I'm walking, I got my phone in my hand. I'm looking at Google Maps, trying to make sure I'm in the right place. And I start to notice, the people that are walking around me and the conversations that are being had. And it became quite apparent I just got dropped off in the hood. And it's, it's one thing when you know you're going. It's one thing when you know you're going. It's a whole nother thing when it's an unexpected situation where somebody just like drops you. Like that scene, like that would be like the fucked up beginning to a movie or something, right? Like you don't know where the fuck you at. You just get dropped off in like a hostile environment, And then me coming from where I'm from, like I know the last thing you want to be doing in a hood is looking like you don't belong there, looking like you don't know where you're going. You're not from around here. I got, a couple $100 worth of equipment strapped to my back. It was not a comfortable situation. That's all I'm saying. It was not a comfortable situation. Like I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't expecting it. And here the fuck I am. And now I'm trying to adjust real quick, Like I said, I look like a fucking tour. I look like food, man. I was uncomfortable as shit. I found a place though when I went in. I got my headshots done early. I think I got there like, I don't know, 8 o'clock, and I wasn't supposed to get, my appointment was for like 9 something to get my headshots. I thought I was gonna have to just hang around and socialize for like an hour or so, but they got me in there early. I had a few conversations. It wasn't a whole lot going on. It was mostly a mixer for people to, get to know one another, and that ain't my thing. And it was like an open bar, and that ain't my thing. So I eventually left, and it was for the greater good because everybody that I had talked to at the conference so far, that I was like introducing my podcast to, they were, highlighting the transparency and stuff. And that's a word I've heard a lot of, like transparency, like you're so transparent, blah, blah, blah. And the Uber driver that I got from, this event back to my hotel was the definition of transparency. This dude was like, he was a white, red-headed, gay dude from the hood. And it was just a uniquely dope, I guess, Atlanta. That was the Atlanta experience. And we had a great conversation. And I guess he had given a couple of other people rides. He knew what we were there for, that, this was all the podcast thing. He had his own issues with addiction. And so we had that conversation that kind of, shared our, what is that? I'm losing it because I ain't been to meetings in a minute. We shared our experience, strength, and hope. That's what it is with each other. We had that little kumbaya moment. And then he was telling me about a girlfriend of his that wants to start her own podcast. And hers was going to be specifically to kind of like humanize and I guess normalize the world of sex workers. Because apparently, and these are his words, not mine, she been out here selling cooch for a minute, and she sells cooch not because she has to, but because she wants to. She loves it. She loves to sell cooch. Selling cooch is what she's doing. I'm trying to like bring y'all into my experience because I had never heard anybody use the term selling cooch before, and I don't think I will in the rest of my years on this planet hear someone use it as much as this dude did over the course of like this 15-minute Uber ride. He said it so much, selling cooch. He said it so much that like it was uncomfortable at first, and then I got used to it, and it was almost funny, and then I just got uncomfortable again because he wouldn't stop saying it. Like he was just like selling cooch, because people be out here selling cooch. She sells cooch, but that's ain't nothing wrong with selling cooch. My dude, please, please, I don't want to. I'm back here uncomfortable, and I don't want you to think I'm uncomfortable because you white and you talking the way you talking, or because you gay. I'm uncomfortable because you won't stop saying selling cooch, though. That's the most uncomfortable part about this ride. Please relax. So yeah, if you're listening, which I know you aren't, you're a good dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate the conversation. Just, once you establish what she's selling, you don't have to repeat it. I got it. I was with you. The whole time. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, but super transparent. Love that dude. But that was ATL. I left ATL and then I went straight home to the DMV. And like I said, I ain't really go nowhere. I chill with family. I had like some great conversations with my sister. I talked to her like almost every night, and we would talk for what seemed like hours. And that was dope because we haven't necessarily had that relationship. Like we don't talk that often. I sent her the occasional text or something like that. Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, Just, if I see something that relates to something I know she likes. But we don't really talk that often. So, for us to have these conversations, and we didn't really necessarily get along as kids. I don't know if I mentioned it on the show before, but it used to be a punishment when we were real little. It used to be a punishment to make us hug each other. It'd be like, go hug your brother, and something. And we do the like real quick one finger tap on the back type hug, like, I did it. Like, it's over with, So for us to sit down and talk, it was dope. It really meant a lot to me. And I got to see like her relationship with these woodland creatures. And my sister just into like so much stuff. She's into astrophotography, which I didn't know was a thing. She came out. I thought she had a rifle. Like I didn't know. I guess I'm like super sensitive right now to all this gun stuff. And she came from the back with this camera, and the lens was so long, like it looked like she had an AR. Like, what you getting ready to do? But like she shoots, these like nature pictures of the squirrels and stuff, and bugs, bees, and things like that. She bought Chef Elise. Hold on. There we go. Got to do it. She bought Chef Elise this little kit where like you can get bugs and you put them in these things with magnifying glasses on them, and they got rulers on the side. I don't know. I'm describing it horribly, but it's basically so you can examine the bugs and see them up close. And yeah, she'll have to do that with her mother or something, because I don't do that. But yeah, me and my big sis had some great conversations. I found out, there's a member of my family, and I won't say who, that's in the shrooms. I think they do like the shroom chocolate bar or micro doses. They were trying to explain it to me. It was a lot. It did like trigger in me this thing where I do have, I'm happy that I'm sober. I'm happy that I'm sober. I don't ever want to go back to where I was. But I do have occasionally like regrets over drug experiences that I didn't have. and mushrooms is up there. Like acid is in there too. There's a few other things I feel like, I should have at least tried once. I ain't gonna do it because I know if I like it, if I like a little, I want to know what a lot feel like. So I don't open them doors. But every once in a while, somebody's talking about something like, God damn, wish I could have just tried that one time before nigga decided to get sober. God damn, hold on. I had to get some of that Hoplock 0.0 for that. Yeah. But yeah, the time with my sister was really dope. My mom and I, we always talk. So yeah, it wasn't so much, having conversations with her, just seeing her, getting to hug her, be around her. She had this thing. She has a QVC addiction. I guess we all do. We all have addictions, not QVC specifically. My mom has like a QVC shopping addiction. And so she bought this, she keep calling it a teeter-totter. And maybe that's the brand name, but she's 70 something and I'm 40. We don't need to be just talking about teeter-totters. It's an inversion table. And so I guess, supposed to help with your back and stuff like that. And she bought it. My nephew put it together. And then they decided that she would kill herself if she got on it. So she been trying to give it to me for a while. And I was excited about it. Like I was really into, like I was going to be in here doing my Batman shit and like hanging upside down trying to grow a couple inches. But, so the plan was for me to get up there and then like get it to UPS or something so they could ship it down here to me. And I got to UPS and they was trying to charge me $600 to pack this thing and ship it to Texas. And I could buy another one for less than $600. Like, so I ended up giving it to a friend. But that was that was my mom and I's thing for the week that I was there. Like trying to get this teeter-totter inversion table out of her house. Cause she just has stuff. Like she buys the stuff from QVC. It still be in the box. And I normally go up there and just start looking at boxes like, oh, what's this? What's that? You want that? You don't want that? I ain't have enough room in my bags to do that this trip. But the teeter-totter, I don't even want to call it. Why do I keep saying it? The inversion table was the thing that I did want, but I ended up not being able to take that. I wasn't going to spend $600 to ship it down here to myself. So I gave it to my homie, my big brother, which was the other, dope part of my trip. Got to, reconnect with him. I hate like explaining that I'm not talking about my brother, because he is my brother, but he's not my brother. And y'all understand exactly what I'm saying. But yeah, I got to hang with him. He's also, my producer for the years that I was doing rap. We did some music together while I was there. Yeah, man, I made some, some business connections. We talked about some things we want to do in the future. I'm probably going to have him on the show a little bit more in the coming months, and we'll see, where that can go. But I got to see everybody, and everybody was in good spirits. Everybody's been doing well, hanging out with the dudes from Uncomfortable Truth, just seeing how, people I went to junior high with, have grown and become men, and just us all being, 40 plus year old men that made it when, growing up, we was fed statistics like, by the age of, well, 1 out of 3 of y'all ain't gonna make it to 21, or going to be dead or in jail, that kind of shit. We heard that shit on the regular, and so to be like in our 40s and alive and not in jail and doing well, is a blessing. It was dope to see. So shouts to all of them again. Again, like great trip. One of the things that did happen on the trip, and I don't want to take the episode to a downer level, but I did want to discuss this real, and I'm trying to make this quick because I don't want to get too deep and too dark, and we over our usual time. But I got to sit with my aunt, who's 92, and my uncle, who's 87. My mother is 73, I want to say, and I just listened to them talk, and we got into a conversation, I guess, about the state of the country and where we are, as a country. And first I want to say that these are 3, black people, elderly black people who are deeply patriotic. Like, these are people who love their country. My uncle was a firefighter. My mom was a teacher. My aunt was a teacher. My mom is she was super patriotic. We talking about 4th of July, we had to read the Declaration of Independence. She's one of the only people I've ever met that, I'm sure she doesn't know now, but at some point knew all the verses to the Star Spangled Banner. Like she was that kind of person when it came to her love of her country. And just to see how, I guess, disappointed they are with the way things are right now. I would have recorded it, and it's dope to have conversations with the older people in your family and get these stories. I really wish I could have shared them with you firsthand. But they getting up. We talking people who are recovering from strokes and heart conditions. So it wouldn't have been something. It would have been hard to make it comprehensible. But it was just a lot, man. I learned the origin, I guess, of my whiteness. I know a lot of people identify me as the whitest black person they know. And I'm trying to do the family tree thing. My grandmother's grandmother was white. And then her parents were Irish, I guess Irish immigrants kind of, or I don't know, they Irish. And then she was just white, whatever that is. And then there's the rest of us. So it's in there. And then, my last name is Irish, and that comes from my father. So I guess I get it from both sides. But then I also learned that, that white ancestor, my grandmother's grandmother, they killed her brother. And by they, I mean the Klan or whoever, the organized, racists at the time, killed her brother for defending, her and her family. They killed him for being a nigger lover. They cornered him on a bridge, and they drew straws to see who was going to shoot him. And they shot and killed him, a white man, because he defended and supported, his sister and his black family. And that's just, and then my aunt, who's 92, she knows these things. She knows, those people. That was her great grandmother. She's aware of them. You know, my uncle talked about being in the fire department in D.C. Right as they integrated the fire department and the lawsuit that his training class had to, give to the city because they lied about the black trainees test scores. So they hid the test scores so that they didn't have to accept but 2 of them. I think he said there's about 6 of them in his training class and only 2 of them made it, to become firefighters. And at the end of the day, it comes to light that they all had passed and they only took 2. But he didn't see his scores on those tests to validate, who passed and who didn't until he had retired from the fire department. I found out, I didn't know this, that 1960 was the first year that residents of the District of Columbia had a vote in a presidential election. And we know that that's a majority African-American, city. And I don't know, it's just, my uncle's situation, that voting thing, the stuff that, I've talked about with my mom and the trips to South Carolina. And one, these things are ancient history. And then 2, like, I think a lot of times when we talk about that stuff, and there's been the whole, there's the whole controversy behind critical race theory. I think sometimes what happened in this country in the past in terms of race relations is almost mythologized. Like it doesn't feel real. Like you feel like it may be over exaggerated, or you feel like, you don't know nobody that happened to, or these are just, random stories. But to sit down with people who experienced it and went through it, my mom talked about going to movie theaters in the South and having to sit in the black section and having to order concessions, from the back, and couldn't even go to where you could see what they had to offer. You had to know what you wanted to order because you pretty much had to yell it down to somebody to get your stuff, because you couldn't just go to concessions. Like, this is in her lifetime. And that's my mom. It's a person that I can touch and I can see, So I think a lot of times when stuff happens in this country today, we view it as if it's an isolated incident. But when you view it from the lens of, like my aunt and my uncle and my mother, it is one incident stacked on top of a lifetime of incidents. And that's where the outrage comes from. That's where, I had a conversation with people when some of these things, were happening. It's like, you're this upset about this, or you're this upset about that. No, it's this upset about this after all of that happened, and after things were promised, and after changes were supposed to have been made and they weren't, and then now we're here again. So it was difficult to listen to. It was important to hear, and it was important to see just how hurt, they were at us being here again. I think that was the feeling for them. Like, we're here. We thought we were past this. We thought we had gotten past this. We thought this was over. We thought change had come. And then now we're here again. And again, these are people that were deeply patriotic. I never grew up in an environment where people was just shitting on America or didn't believe like this was the greatest country in the world. That was echoed, from everybody around me. And now these folks are just, they hurt. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that because, again, I think like sometimes these things that happen, feel like folk tales, like not real, but they real. Like they really happen, and they really happen to people. These people aren't dead. This is an ancient history. The people who did these things are still here, and the people who went through these things are still here. So we need to talk about it, and we need to be aware of it so we don't repeat it. And as I said, we can heal a little bit. We can actually make the changes. Like, obviously, the things that we thought we did to be better have not all worked out the way we planned. So let's look at it again. Again, didn't want to take, the episode any place too dark, but I felt like there was a conversation that I was lucky enough to be able to sit in on, and I wanted to share that with you guys. But with all that being said, I'm glad I sat down and did this podcast today. Sorry for being late. Sorry for missing a week. I missed you guys. I need this. This is important to me. It's definitely like my therapy sessions. Whew. All right. Hold on. Let me get another set. Should I laugh after that? I don't know. It's all good. But let me do my usual calls to action and get out of here. I'm going to leave y'all on that note. Hopefully this is like a thought-provoking episode. Maybe it'll lead to some conversations that we need to have. But if you're looking to get your fitness goals, these are horrible segues. If you're looking to get your fitness and nutrition goals on course, holla at my man Zaya Fitness. His website is livealphafitness.com. That's LIV, alphafitness.com. He can get you where you need to be. Great dude. I support him 100%. Also, I got my merch. What is TWS.com? Coupon code algorithm, ALGO. Anyway, coupon code algorithm. Look it up. Google it. I'm not in the mood. It'll get you 20% off your entire order. So check out the merch. Hit up some of the shirts. Man, I'm fucked up. For the algorithm, we got the Just Ass shirts. We got the Stay Grateful. We got the Stay Connected. A lot of dope stuff on there. I think I wore one of my shirts more days than I didn't while I was on the trip, which is always a dope experience for me. But some of the algorithm, coupon code algorithm will get you 20% off. And then if you want that 50% off, 15, not 50, 15% off any of the Hop Lock beverages, hit up whatistws.com/hops, and that'll get you 15% off all of their delicious hoppy beverages, craft beverages. Hold on. Yeah. But with that being said, I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. Hopefully there was something in this episode for you. If you like what you heard, please leave a like or review. Subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. I'm going to be, back to my normal schedule, and I got some dope stuff coming up. But check out Unpacked Energy Podcast. I'm on there this week. Check out the Uncomfortable Truth Podcast. I'm going to be on there in a couple weeks, if not next week. But until we speak again, be safe, be easy, be the light, and know this, if you know nothing else, I love you. We're going to do the outro music this week. I'm feeling it.
Last call for alcohol. Yeah. If this is it, like if this is the last joint, this is the last hurrah, it's the last call for alcohol, baby. I gotta say, whether you knew it or not, it's pretty much at the finest bar establishment, the finest spirits and libations y'all could have had, baby. You might realize it now, you might have realized it back then, you might realize it later.
Love.